Hi, I'm Je'Jae. My pronouns are they and they, and if I haven't already introduced myself, I am a queer Mizrahi artist, an organizer, an activist, and such, and many hats that I wear that society doesn't always affirm. And I've been wrestling a lot with my mental health to the point that I've been up at various hours and cooped up at home, whether the laws that are being weaponized against my identity is terrifying me by the Trump administration, the ongoing wars in Palestine and relatives that I care about, um, and how polarized I'm going to make mistakes and I'm going to stutter because that is my challenge. But you're not going to judge me for it because I'm human and we all make mistakes. And bear with me. Um, and just how polarized the world is about Israel and Palestine, and how it makes me scared and terrified and isolated and not feeling seen or supported or being heard. And for so long, I felt closeted and silenced to talk about what's happening in the Middle East, what's happening in America, um, what's happening even in the arts, because I was told from a religious environment that the best place was for me to shut up and to let others to speak for me. And that silenced me and stripped my voice and stripped my ideas and stripped my ability to advocate for myself and contribute to society, and how scary it is for those of us who are marginalized to come out and talk about our experiences in a world that stigmatizes us. And something that I need to talk about, which needs to be shared, is AI usage in the arts. And I am a believer that we need to give credit to the hardworking artists that are breaking their bodies to entertain, to educate, to shape society, and how now AI could copy our work or generate images and write crafty responses for these institutions. And for example, I was supposed to be in a Pride and Prejudice show at a gallery near me called Riva, which is on Roosevelt Island. And they have a artist named Tony Vita, who is a white man with privilege. And from all the posters in the neighborhood to the flyers to even having a solo exhibition entirely out of AI. And there was no ethical debacle. They saw it as avant garde. And God forbid a marginalized artist did the same thing, we would be accused for copywriting issues. And I called him out, as did others, but I was the only one who was penalized. And I was told that I was personally attacking him and that others made a valid point, but I broke the ethical standards and it's totally bullshit. And I worked on a piece that is 36 by 25 and is so large at a local studio. And this is what keeps me going and keeps me active and getting out of my head for these institutions to protect and defend these fucking abusers who, if you come to Roosevelt Island from the gallery to the nearby business district and seeing all these posters with his name on it, is entirely AI generated. And they don't hide it. And still, he is allowed to stay. And when I submitted work, I was accused of plagiarism, despite showing receipts and certifications and where I went to school and having my name on it, and how they were not even being considered as a full fledged member of their gallery, which isn't even so esteemed, but they're trying to make it so, but is mostly of white elders who could afford to spend hundreds of dollars to be a member and put up whatever crap show like this AI bullshit. And yes, there's many galleries out there, but I'm not finding the representation that I need to affirm my marginalized experience. That I have to take to social media, that I have to write, that I have to build a brand for myself, doing it all alone with no familial support, with no workers, with even my own voices and many people around me not believing in me to continue to strive to being a creator, where I was born and raised in New York, and I'm struggling as so many struggling artists to make this my part-time and ideally full-time career, because I face systematic barriers in other industries. And why conform to other industries that are not uplifting me, that are not paying me, and that are not giving me autonomy to make decisions to help the organization move forward? And I got sick and tired of being abused, that I turned to working on myself and working on my craft and hoping to God that my passion and my dreams come true, that I could be able to entertain people, that I could be able to create shows, that I could be able to bring light and color and joy to this world as I was created, as authentically as myself, and not have to reduce myself for others to receive me in their workforce that is so exclusive, that wants people to conform and feel ashamed of who they are authentically, than being proud of who they are and bringing their full selves and best selves to the table. And Riva decided, with their bullshit political correctness of trying to claim that I'm the abuser and Tony is not, and them defending Tony is a form of gaslighting. And they stripped me from the show at the last minute. And I knew I was taking a bit of a risk, but I was so hurt by their consistent online harassment and then fake smiles in the community and bureaucratic bullshit, and wanting to take work for me for free, and added charging me to install for work that's even a digital print, which they could easily download, while giving this man and men like him in the industry all the platform they need. I mean, don't even get me started about NFT and the NFT scams in the arts, and how many scammers have approached me about my portfolio or have threatened me and blackmailed me to reuse my images on NFT during the pandemic, to now the fear about AI not only destroying the environment, but devaluing artists who are using our full bodies. And I'm talking about artists mentally and physically and emotionally. And then added, for those of us with disabilities and other chronic issues, or having barriers to being able to survive, please understand that this passion that you see as a hobby is our therapy and is life saving. And that is why we invest in the arts, because that's what makes life worth it, not slaving at a job at Starbucks and being a nobody in society and accepting whatever destitution this patriarchal white Christian nationalist America deems that I am not human enough, that I don't have a voice, that I'm not smart, that I'm not beautiful, that I'm not valuable, whatever it's told me for decades, and me undoing all of that through my creative process. Luckily, I found a smaller venue at an art jam at Hudson Guild in the end of the summer, but there's so many powerful pieces that I have that are talking about real life issues and systematic barriers, whether about trans rights and bodily autonomy and immigration and so on and so forth. My art is very political. My art is very inspired by humanistic values. My art is very much a tool of teaching and social change. And I'm tired of being tokenized by these liberal institutions that continue to create not only a glass ceiling, but a fucking elevator to a skyscraper every time we take a little step forward. And they want to prance us around and flick us around once a month for some heritage month and throw us less than $500 and not sustain us. Now, a lot of trolls tell me to get a real job. A lot of trolls say, "What are you complaining about? It's the arts." No, I've been in this industry for over 30 years. My blood, my sweat, my tears. I've had accolades at MoMA and Whitney, and still I don't feel recognized, and still I don't feel seen, and still I don't feel sustained.